Hello, everyone, and welcome back. And today we're gonna learn some of the linear coordinates geometry. So, which is the most important part in chapter two. Um, First in beginning, I want you guys to post the videos. So, which is you just stop the videos and then copy that one in your reference book. First one, distance between 2 points. At midpoints, line the segments and then gradients of the straight lines and equations of the straight lines and so on. And this all the basic knowledge to calculate the gradient and so on stuff. Please put that in your bound reference, okay? And in the end of the year 12 exam, you're definitely going to using this one. And during the class, I will find some like past paper exam questions to let you guys to do as well. So please have a look at it. All right. And then I'm going to start with the two examples today. So the straight line passed through the 2 points, -2, 6, and 4, 7. The distance between A and B. So once you want to know how to calculate the distance, we need to know the first beginning of the question is we need to know the distance between A and B is equal to square root x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So that's very, very important. And then we just substitution in, so which is square root of x2 minus x1 so 4 minus 2 square and then plus 7 minus 6 square, so that equal to 36 plus 1, and then that equal to something which is the square root of 37. That is your question answer. And B, find the midpoints of the line segment of A and B. So midpoints in between. So midpoint. And then we could do is our general knowledge, which is the midpoint of AB is equal to, we know the rule is x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. Okay, perfect. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna substitution those 2 points. So first one, what's x1, x2, minus 2 and 4. So minus 2 plus 4 and over 2. And then 7 plus 6 over 2. So that equal to 1 and 13 over 2. That is your midpoint. And we keep doing with our question C. So question C is actually calling find the gradient of AB. So we know rise and wrong. So we could do is y2 minus y1, m equals, by the way, and x2 minus x1 that equal to y2 is 7 minus 6, so which is 7 minus 6 over 4 minus 2, so that equal to 1 over 6. That is your gradient. So you could write as 1 over 6x plus c right now. So far. Perfect. And we're going to find the equation lines. There you go. We're going to find the y-intercept points. So once we find the y-intercept points, and we're going to try to figure out how we're going to do this question. Question D. So, for equations, we can substitution our the gradient lines, which is y minus y1 equal to the gradients x minus x. X minus x1. So we know y1 is minus 2 and 6, so we could do with y equal to, sorry, y minus 6 equal to 1 over 6 and x minus 2. So once you know that one, and the y equal to 1 over 6x and plus 1 over 3 and plus 6. Um, After that, we actually can rewrite a little bit our equations for line AB, which is we go through a, sorry, let me just have a look real quick. Plus 2, yeah, 1 plus 2, let's see, plus 1 also, yep, that's all right. And y equal to 1 over 6x plus 1 plus 18. So y equal to 1 over 6x plus 19 over 3. That is your equation. All right, once you know question A and B and C and D, now is E. The equation line parallel to AB and pass through the y5. Once you hear the parallel, that means the same gradient. Same gradient. Okay, your gradient is 1 over 6. So this time, let's go through this. All right, I move the example 2. Wait a second, I move the example 2 a little bit downstairs. Move to the downstairs. Keep going. There you go. Give more space. All right. So, for example, question E. So let's start with write down the same gradient first, which is equal to 1 over 6. And that means y2 equal to 1 over 6x plus c2. So because you pass the line is 1, 5, pass the point at 1, 5, which is when x equal to 1, y2 equal to 5. So which is 5 equal to 1 over 6 times 1 plus c2. And your c2 equal to 5 minus 1 over 6. And c2 equal to 30 minus 1. So that equal to 29 because I changed the same fractions as the bottom. So that's equal to y equal to 1 over 6x plus 29 over 6. Yep. So once you know that one, we can see the question F. Let's go through question F. All right, question F is look at the questions, the perpendicular of AB, so which means your two gradients equal times each other equal to minus 1. So the two gradients product of their gradient equal to minus 1. So you have 1 over 6 is your gradient 1 equal to m1. So what do you think your m2 equals? So let's have a look. So y3 equal to mx plus c. So because it's perpendicular, so perpendicular, sorry about my pronounce, and perpendicular. So that means your m times m equal to minus 1. So 1 over 6 times m equal to minus 1. Your m equal to minus 6. So, which is y3 equal to minus 6x plus c. And because you have functions which is you cross the one point which is of the AB, which is for example we need to know our point is. So we're gonna cross that, and that's your perpendicular lines. And how we find these? So does anyone have a remember? We can use our midpoint because if we cross the perpendicular lines, we can say, how about we cross the midpoint? And your midpoint is equal to 1 and 13 over 2. So you know that point already. And which is when x equal to 1, y equal to 13 over 2. So that means negative 6 plus c3 equal to 13 over 2. What do you think c3 equals? That means 36 plus 13. That's c equal to 49 over 6. So once you know that, we could do y equal to negative 6x plus 49 over 6. So that is your final perpendicular lines against the equations. All right, let's have a look at these whole questions. I want you guys to copy these all questions in your reference book, a bound reference, because that's very, very, very particular classic questions we do as all the linears. Okay? The next question is a little bit trickier because we're going to do the wordy question. A fruit and a veggies, the wholesaler sells 30 kilograms and hydroponic tomatoes for the $148.5 and sells for 55 kg, and tomatoes for the 247.5. So which is we're gonna highlight everything. All right. So 30K is a 148.5, and 55 is 247. We know these two things. And then cost is C, X kilograms, and Hall would sell the 20 kg for the cost. So let's have a look at this question. We could say, first one, my first point is 30K and 148.5. The second part, or we can say 55 is with 147.5. All right, we're definitely going to use the CAS calculator to do this question. So after that, we could find our equation first. So we could do with y minus y1 equal to the m x minus 1. So let's find m first. So which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And m equal to 247.5 minus 148.5 over 25. So use the CAS calculator and substitution in, and I find my m equal to 3.96. So C minus C1 equal to 3.96. Your cost is x minus x1. So which is C equal to 3.96x and minus 3.96 times 30 plus the 148.5. And C equal to 3.96x and plus 29.7. Use the CAS calculator, okay? Use CAS to solve. All right, and then after that, because we got a substitution when x equal to 20, so your C equal to 3.96 times 20 plus 29.7. C equal to $108.9. Okay, that is your answer. Make sure you know everything and try to solve this question, you're gonna step by step. You need to know your gradients. You need to know your intercept 2 points, and then substitution the equations, and then you'll be able to do this any kind of questions. Okay. All right. I will see you guys next time.